Ooga, fucking Ooga, cunts, and welcome back to, well, it's kind of the cunt stream, but it's actually not the cunt stream. It's the Snatch Cast. And for those of you who are still unaware of what is going on and why the hell that we are on a different channel, it's because we were hacked not too long ago. My channel was hacked, cunt stream was hacked, and they are now under the ownership of some piece of shit out in fucking Bulgaria or wherever the fuck he is. However, I do have a little bit of good news for some of, I guess, my audience, the audience, whatever. I recently got a hold, or YouTube recently got a hold of me through DMs, and they actually have determined that, yes, it was hijacked on the 30th, like I said, and they're going to do what they can to return my channel to me. So soon, I will have my shit back, and then I will delete all the fucking crap that son of a bitch had actually sent me. Most likely I'm going to drop in subs because, you know, those aren't subs that I was actually getting. But whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. Tonight we are doing the Blackman Button, a show that is named after and in the spirit of Stephen Blackman, a man who would just go around and suggest that people hit the like button because it didn't cost you a thing and it helps out the channel. With me tonight is going to be the Apathetic Ranter and quite possibly maybe another guest sometime later on tonight as the show continues on. I'm not 100% sure. But we are going to be talking about some channels that we actually do enjoy, and hopefully you guys will want to go and stream. Well, not stream. Hopefully you guys will want to go over and sub to them if you don't know who they are or are familiar and so on. So, Ranter, what do you got for us for the first channel?
All right, my first one is one that well, first I just want to give a shout out. He doesn't really need a plug, but a channel I watch a lot called Oxhorn hit 1 million subs, so congrats to him. If you like anything Fallout, dude does a ton of lore videos. But the first channel I would really like to plug, kind of in the same vein, in the whole like giving lore breakdowns of stories and stuff like that, is a channel called Oni Black Mage. ONI Black Mage. He does breakdowns of entire games. I think he's done almost every single Final Fantasy. He's done Skies of Arcadia. He mostly does like RPG style games because a lot of those games are anywhere from 40 to 80 hours and not everyone has the time investment for it. Really well done. You can tell he actually plays through the games because he records footage for, you know, the different things like pivotal scenes and shit like that. Just really decent production value, decent voice when he's doing his shit, and just all around enjoyable.
Cool. Is there a particular video that you really enjoyed watching, or maybe even actually wanted to continue watching, so you probably did watch it a few times?
All right, I'm gonna go full fucking. I'm probably gonna get some shit, but my favorite Final Fantasy is 9.
Yep, I'm gonna give you shit about that. Continue.
Well, it's 4 and then 9, technically, but he just did 9, and it was a really well done video, and I've watched it like 3 fucking times, even though I beat the game. I even did the Steiner run, which is some bullshit. Okay, and I still like I've watched that video multiple times. Actually, if I go to his channel, like he's just got so many fucking series and shit that he's done. Let me fucking scroll down because PS4 is a piece of shit. Trying to search shit. Skies of Arcadia, Chrono Cross, Bravely Second, whatever the fuck. I can never find. He's done some of the Phantasy Star games. He's actually done the Fate Stay one video on the Fate Stay Night series, like the actual fucking the game that inspired the anime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, and it's a lot of it. It's request. I can't. I'm talking like fucking Will Honorless. It, like, if you're on his Patreon and you recommend a game, like he'll put it on the list and all that shit. So like he listens to his fan base, or, you know, at least people paying him, which a lot of creators don't do. So kudos to him.
Cool. All right. I don't know if we should jump over to one of my actual channels just yet. You know what? No, yeah, I'll go ahead and do mine. Was that everything from your channel? Like, do you have a link that you can put into the side chat for anyone who actually might be curious?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah. But was that the end of that description?
Well, yeah. Like he's got a very simple channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, simple channels are usually pretty easy to shell out because you have a basic premise. You don't really have to go into too much detail. So very simple. One of the channels that I actually am going to be talking about is not as simple as some people might think. It's actually Star Wars Explained. Star Wars Explained is very similar to Comic Books Explained, except Star Wars Explained is actually run by one person. So there's Rob for Comic Books Explained, who runs that channel, and he does all of his videos. But then there's Star Wars Explained, and there's I want to say 2, maybe 3 guys who have access to the channel, and they basically talk about, well, pretty simple stuff. Star Wars. It's all just Star Wars. Now, what these guys do is they actually go into a variety of different things with the channel. They will do movie reviews of Star Wars movies. They will tell you the things that they like, the things that they didn't like, and stuff like that. They go into the lore itself, all of the expanded universe to explain this moment, that moment, so on and so forth. If a movie made a reference to something in the expanded universe, they will let you know what the Easter eggs were. There was even one guy who did a series of fixing the original trilogy. Mind you, this was a video that he had made a few years ago. And this was before Star Wars had really started to fall apart because of Kathleen Kennedy's direction and shit like that. I want to say episode 7 had already been out at this point, but maybe this was just before episode 7. I'm not 100% certain. Anyways, it was a series of 3, I would say, 2-hour long or maybe 3-hour long videos. So if you want to just have some background noise, or you really just want to watch a very long series, something along those lines, and you want to kind of have a new perspective on how to fix episodes 1, 2, and 3, there are videos in Star Wars Explained that actually goes into great detail and explains this, that, so on. Just rewrites the entire trilogy, has the same characters, but altered versions of them and such like that. And it was very interesting. That was actually the video series that kind of got me into them. I needed something to listen to while I was playing World of Warcraft. So I found them, and I watched a few of their videos. I really enjoyed them, so I subbed to them. And then I had gone through their video list, and I'd found Fixing the Prequels. So I found the first one, listened to that, and it was very, very intriguing. So I kept watching. And they have a bunch of different types of videos out there. So if you've ever wanted to know things about Star Wars that maybe you didn't know, maybe you want to impress someone, I know it's a rare occasion, but this does actually happen. Maybe you aren't that big into Star Wars. Maybe you aren't that big into sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, or whatever. But you just happen, hey, that T-shirt looks pretty cool. You go into a comic book shop, and all of a sudden there's this really hot nerd chick. Yes, they do exist. And she's got a Star Wars shirt on. Maybe you want to impress her by knowing a little bit of Star Wars lore. Something from the expanded universe. Well, this is one of those channels that will give you all that information that you might want. I highly recommend going and checking them out. And the channel name in and of itself is fairly simple. It's simply Star Wars Explained. I will go ahead and get the link for everyone right now. But,
should I have thrown the Oni one in the chat? Because I threw it in the side chat.
In the chat, the side chat of the.
I threw it in the call chat. I didn't know I should throw it in the.
No, not the call chat. You're wrenched, right? On this
Yeah,
channel?
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, good. So yeah, just
Okay.
just put the link into the chat itself. Okay.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah, that is one of my channels. It's actually a personal favorite channel of mine. Another thing that Star Wars Explained does a great deal of. This is one of the reasons how I even found them was because they actually do quite a few Star Wars comic book videos, and because they did a collab with Rob from Comic Books Explained. Mostly they just gave him information on comic books because Rob's not that familiar with Star Wars comic books, especially the ones that have been coming out in the last 10 years or so. So they actually gave him some information, and Rob is actually subscribed to them himself, and they are subscribed to Rob. Like, they're two channels that work somewhat closely together just because they both enjoy each other's content and shit. But yeah, it's a channel I do enjoy. If anybody is actually a Star Wars fan and wants to know more about Star Wars, I highly recommend checking it out. But
I'm actually a sub to them. I just checked them out. It's like, oh shit, yeah, I am sub to them.
Cool. What about another channel for you? Like, I'm sure you've got quite a few of them.
Yeah, I got a list. There's one I love it just because of the nostalgia factor, and the best part about nostalgia is looking back and shitting on the thing you loved. And when I was growing up, because my little brother was 10 years younger than me, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh was the shit. Like, me and him would just sit there and play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the cartoon was always so it was that wild era of anime fucking merchandise cartoons where like they'd have entire episodes just to like shill one thing. And it's he's done like series on that. He does other stuff too, but it was his Yu-Gi-Oh! Explained series of like breaking down different seasons and the movies and like little like filler arcs and shit that are just fucking hilarious. And he, you know, like all kinds of channels like that, kind of like Team Four Star and all like stuff like that. You have like running jokes they'll keep bringing up, and it's kind of just fun sitting like and watching like their evolution of how they make their stuff to what it from what it was when they started to what it is now, and it's really entertaining.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of these channels that I watch, like Savit, he's actually kind of a bigger one. He's got 61K, but I mean, like most of the stuff I watch on YouTube is popcorn entertainment. You know what I mean? Um, like something I can throw on the background or something. You know, say I'm inebriated and I just want something to sit down and laugh at. Like that's most of the content I consume on YouTube. I still have like legacy subscriptions to shit like Thunderfoot and other shit, like old school fucking channels. Like I'm still fucking subscribed to Epic Rap Battle. They haven't released shit in years. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. It's like I like channels that where like the premise is there, they do their shit, you know, and they just like release it as it is. I'm explaining this so fucking badly. All right. The key thing I like is longer content. Like Star Wars Explained, I like them, but the fact their videos are only like 4 fucking minutes at most of the time, is a little annoying to me.
Like what? They just upload 7-10 videos, fucking that are only 4 minutes long.
Yeah, like the channels that do that now, Star Wars Explains to do it. I think they do like 2 a day or like 1 a day, but it's only like 4 to 5 minutes. That's fine.
They usually do stuff like that only because they don't want to go into too much detail. It's just to explain one or two pieces. Maybe they're actually busy, whatever the case is. But they do have a lot of 10 minutes or more videos there.
And I when it comes to especially like lore shit, like that's one of the reasons why I like Oni Black Mage. Like some of his videos for certain games are only like 15, 18 minutes because even though it's, you know, a 40, 50-hour game in terms of play time, storyline wise, there ain't much there, but I like kind of the longer content that goes into everything. You just sit down and it's like, okay, here's a video about the storyline of Final Fantasy 1. And he just breaks it down, all like the key plot elements, the key story elements, and boom. It's done. Like I like that kind of content.
But
I'll put his link for Savit. He does a bunch of this shit. His E3 recaps were fucking hilarious just because you could hear how like any hope and joy in the future had been fucking killed, like it does for everyone after E3. Like he's got a very like sarcastic. I'm sure Schmeck will fucking love him because the dude just shits on everything, like everything from his tone of voice to like even like the way he writes his scripts is just dripping with fucking dry sarcasm. It's wonderful.
No, yeah, people like that are definitely some of my favorites, just because. Well, I wouldn't exactly say I love sarcasm that much, but some people, when they use sarcasm, it's poetry. It's magical. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. Like for some reason, you think to yourself, "Man, this guy's a dick." I don't know why I keep watching his stuff. It's fucking funny. It's entertaining.
That's the way I felt about fucking Total Biscuit. Like just hearing him go fucking ham about fucking range of view sliders and shit like that and fucking like option menu shit for some reason cracked me the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like he's reviewing a game, but he's gonna spend like 15 minutes talking about, you know, the menu optimization and field of view sliders. It's like, dude, are you autistic? You need to like just anally just probe every game on this shit.
Isn't Total Biscuit that guy that came under fire not too long ago by the feminists?
Oh yeah, he's dead now. He had ass cancer and he died.
Nice way of putting things.
Well, I mean, it was colon cancer. He had ass cancer. He had cancer in his ass.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And like everyone shit on him because he got shit on by the feminists because but then like a bunch of the Gamergate people back in the day were shitting on him because he's like, I'm not picking a fucking side. You're all retarded. Which nowadays is like the stance everyone has, but I guess you could call him like the forerunner. Like he was even saying that shit before fucking Medicare tapped the fuck out. The podcast they did was kind of but no, we're getting off topic because I'm talking about a channel that they literally only upload the podcast because, you know, the dude who made the videos is fucking dead. I'm not going to talk ill of the dead. I enjoyed his fun content, but he had the British sarcasm too, like that prime British sarcasm where it's just like, this is why everyone fucking hated you back in the day. That's why everyone rebelled. Because y'all just won't shut the fuck up with the backhanded compliments and shit.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, actually.
Aaron, I see we got some people talking in the chat. Aaron, I was in the fucking trenches of Gamergate. It actually wasn't that bad. Like, if you look at like the media coverage or people talking about it, everyone kind of makes it worse than it is. Like, some people have said it's the 9/11 for certain fucking YouTubers, because they won't shut the fuck up about it. But it was a thing, and it did some fucking good in the industry. So, I'm for the good they did. All the stupid drama shit and buying people fucking wheelchairs, that was just fucking dumb.
There's The Gamergate scenario is pretty fucking annoying when you actually think about it. Like, granted, I definitely was, on the side of, fuck the feminists, fuck Zoe Quinn, fucking Eva Sarkeesian, stuff like that. But it's a very annoying thing to have to, it was so long ago at this point, and people are still talking about it like it was yesterday, and it's just like, okay, dude, can you shut the fuck up? Like, move the fuck on, something along those lines. And they fucking don't. They won't do it. And it's just like, oh, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, Lionel, I get what I said was fucking cringy. I know the fucking trenches of Gamergate. I meant it like sarcastically. I understand the whole fucking thing from top to bottom on both fucking sides was like 90% cringe and 10% decent fucking points. I accept that cringy part of my past. I accept it. It is a part of me, and I moved on. I've grown. But the memes were good. The memes were fucking gold.
Well, I mean, the memes are usually going to be good.
All right, you got another channel, man? Or wait, you just no? I just did one, so it's on you.
Yeah, you just did it. Let's see here. Which one do I actually go into? I could talk about PSA Sitch, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows who PSA Sitch is at this point.
I actually don't. So,
oh, you don't?
Pitch to me that channel because I've never even heard of them.
PSA Sitch is essentially just a guy who does, I guess you could say response videos. Really, he's one of the people that you would say or argue that he's a skeptic and stuff like that. He does a lot of political videos, but at the same time, he doesn't do just political videos. He does branch out and he does cover a lot of other things. It's mostly just whatever PSA Sitch wants to cover, he will cover. And sometimes he just spouts out random fucking videos of, like, I don't know what's going on here. It gave me nightmares. Can we please never show something like this again? But it's all to make fun of very specific things that are going on YouTube and shit. Like, he has a video about net neutrality. He has actually a few videos on net neutrality. He has a few videos on Jordan B. Peterson. He has a few videos on the Gamergate people. He has a few videos on the skeptic community, stuff like that. He's not the most well-known of all the people that will essentially debunk a bunch of other YouTubers, other ideologies, and shit like that. But PSA Sitch does a lot of videos that is sort of, I guess you could say, insightful. He presents he presents evidence, or at least what he finds about certain situations and stuff like that, and he presents it to you to kind of make up your own mind, even though he is trying to lean you to seeing it his way. But then again, who doesn't do stuff like that? Still, it's the whole, like, make up your own mind, go ahead and actually decide whether you actually are for this or against this, so on and so forth. But you pretty much have already figured out my stance. And one of the things is that PSA Sitch never shows his face. He's not an animated avatar or anything like that. He's just this black silhouette with this weird ass, I guess you could say, grin on his face, like this super toothy grin. And his avatar moves around, kind of like how have you ever seen Armored Skeptics videos?
Yeah, I actually, as much as, I shit on the fucking skeptics and all that shit, I actually still watch Shoe on Head and Armored Skeptic, because when they're making videos that aren't solely about fucking politics and just like laughing at cringy shit on whatever side of the aisle, they're fucking great. Like, the transvestigation shit is fucking mwah.
I have to agree with you there. Well, basically, it's the same concept as Armored Skeptic when he moves his avatar around and stuff like that. PSA Sitch does something akin to that. Yeah, PSA Sitch, he's not a one-trick pony. He brings attention to anything and everything he believes needs to be brought attention to. There are videos where he is actually talking very good things about Jordan Peterson. There are videos where he's still praising Jordan Peterson, but at the same time shitting on him for something he said or did, simply because he just disagrees on Jordan for one thing or another. And I actually think PSA Sitch is really fucking good. He does great videos, and once again, I will go ahead and put the link. Oh.
Sorry, I need to not look at Twitter. AP just fucking destroyed someone with a single fucking tweet.
Oh, is it the Phil Collins thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Phil Collins as your battle cry.
That's okay. So for those of you who might not know, Scooby has made his way back into, I guess you could say, the limelight, but how he did it was a neo-Nazi buddy of his named Mickey Coy has essentially decided to spurg the fuck out all over Discord, and recently it has been brought to everyone's attention that the faggot has said, what is it, full out war? What the fuck was the quote again?
Honestly, he's going full unironic Gamergate on the streaming community.
Total war, that's what it is. Total war. And fucking AP comes in out of nowhere and he says, did he just try and use Phil Collins as a battle cry? Did he just try to use Phil Collins as a battle cry?
Honestly, the shit that's being said in some of those screenshots needs to become fucking copy pasta. And this is the downside of fucking Twitter, is the fucking character limit, because the best copy pastas are longer than the fucking character limit. Like, you need to have that shit on Facebook or fucking Reddit or fucking whatever. You can't do that. You can't do god tier copy pasta on fucking Twitter, and it's annoying. Because I love me some good copy pasta. Ugh.
I do not understand why it's called copy pasta, but then again, I don't understand why they have to put pasta behind any fucking thing. Oh, I love creepy pastas. What the fuck is a creepy pasta? Food you don't want to eat, but you eat anyways because it actually tastes good despite the way it looks?
It's the phrase came from, because copy pasta is basically you just copy and paste something. So it's just, it was just a play on that. And creepy pastas were originally, like, some of the more famous ones, like the Jeff the Killer and the Slendermans and shit, were copy pasted over and over and over again, and people kind of add things and shit like that. That's how that whole shit started. Was people just copy pasting and then adding shit.
I get it. I know technically what a copy pasta, a creepy pasta is. I don't understand why they call it a pasta. It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know why.
Fucking half the fucking internet phrases I don't fucking understand. I remember when Rafflecopter was like the fucking, like, the big fucking thing. And like now if you even like type out Raffle, people are like, cringe, motherfucker. Ugh. I'm like a boomer in terms of fucking internet culture, and it's sad. Back in my day.
You young whippersnappers don't understand. In my day, we used to just ranting bullshit.
Back in my day, Let's Plays were text on websites with screenshots, and those were the fancy ones.
Back in my day, dicks were exclusively for chicks.
Well, I mean, like, you'll take a dick however you can get it, Brockus, so that's not really a...
You go fuck yourself right now.
Am I wrong?
You go eat many dicks, sir. I just want to make it clear to the chat, him telling me to eat dicks is just him recommending his favorite meal. Nope. And I hate you.
Oh, I forgot, you only like them if they're maple syrup flavored, right?
What the fuck?
Because Leap's Canadian.
Oh, God. You fucking...
Motherfucker, that was a god tier pun, and it went right over that fucking bunny tail.
I wasn't sure where you were going with it, and I hate you.
You love me. You love me, and you know it, Brockus.
You. Guts. All right, anyways, I'm sure you got another channel somewhere in there. You know, a channel that might have quite a bit to talk about.
All right. There's one I like, and this is one like they have over 100. They have 137K subscribers, so they're a bigger channel. But like, I never really see their shit being talked about on social media. Like, they don't really make viral content. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's called Tale Foundry, Tale Foundry, and they actually like break down. Like, I think their last one was on like the Eastern European styles of fairy tales, of folklore and stuff like that, like Baba Yaga and that kind of stuff. And they kind of break down like some of like the key stories and then the style of stories. And then they'll actually like make their own short story in the style of whatever they're trying to like emulate. And it's really fucking interesting. And if you have like any interest in writing, or if you're a writer, or you just love reading, you know, creative short stories in different styles, like, this channel's fucking great. And I'm a writer, but I'm not even to the point where it's like, I'm gonna put this on my Word block so y'all can read it. I'm not. I read. I hate everything I fucking read or write, so I don't fucking like put it out. But like, I've gotten a lot of inspiration from like trying to incorporate different story elements and shit like that. Hey, American Phoenix, I'm trying to do fan interaction. I'm reading the fucking chat. Eat a dick. And not leaves, because that belongs to Brockus.
What?
Because I'm trying to read chat to see, you know, because we got to build back up. So I'm trying to keep reading chat and interacting, and like, hey, get your fucking friends in here. Don't make me go fucking penoid and like stop the fucking stream until we get a certain amount of viewers. I don't want to go that far. I'm a nice man. That Aaron, that's from Brockus. The high levels of gayness.
No. Don't you put that evil on me. Go fuck yourself, sir.
Would you or would you not fuck a trap?
I'm not going to answer these questions anymore. You guys already know the fucking answer. I'm tired of fucking repeating myself on this goddamn channel, because everybody just feels like, hey, let's go ahead and ask Brockus the same fucking question for the 5 millionth time. Fuck you! I'll give you a different answer every goddamn time, just because fucking I hate everybody who keeps bringing this shit up. Hey, Brockus, are you half a fag? Gefilte fish. What I'm gonna fucking do from now on, I'm just gonna give you guys answers to questions you probably didn't even ask, in lieu of questions you probably did ask, because I'm tired of answering them over and over again. And every time, if Schmeckel were to fucking chime in and say something like, hey, Brockus, tell the blank story, I'm just going to say, sure thing, and go dead silent.
Oh, God. This is like the second time I've been on a stream since the beginning, and I've already broken Brockus. I don't know how to feel about this, whether it should be pride or disappointment, but I'm happy.
I highly recommend you take a serrated knife and shove it right up your ass.
I'm sorry, Brockus. I will not indulge your kinks.
It's not a kink. It's just what you want to say.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't technically kill me. Like, I could shove it up my ass and then go to the hospital, get stitched up, and not die.
Pretty sure that would kill you, but I don't know.
Now you actually have to bleed out a fair bit before it actually kills you. So I could like call 911 before I shoved up my ass.
Well, I don't know how these things work, and I'm not gonna try to fucking find out.
All right. But yeah, that Tail Foundry, they have this weird kind of like steampunk aesthetic to all like their videos too, which is really interesting. And I like it a lot. Like they put a ton of like they're not one of these channels that uploads like every fucking day or I think even every week. But they put in consistent content. And it's all like I haven't seen like a bad video from them yet, and I've been subscribed for almost a year, for a while.
So what channels do you typically watch though? Like what when you log into YouTube or when you just turn the fucking app on, whatever the case is, what are the videos that you most likely are going to look up?
All right. It's gonna be fucking cringe. Pro Jared Plays. I love his reactions and shit, especially on the Zelda randomized runs. Cause there's so much fucking rage and just hate and anger that it makes me laugh. So I always watch his shit. Like Medicare, like the basics, like that, like a lot of people who are probably, you know, part of this fucking in the same kind of sphere of content have heard of. Fucking Oxhorn, I watch him fucking daily. And a lot of times for background noise, I'll just put on like one of his playlists. You know, just like listen to this shit, because this shit's anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour long. I watch a lot of Hearthstone videos, even though I haven't played the game in a couple of years, just because they're interesting to watch. Like Trump and Disguised Toast and Regis Kilbin. I've been okay. You know that City Skylines game?
No.
It was supposed to be like the new, better version of SimCities, but it got shit on by a lot of people. There's this dude, he makes like these fucking kind of like joke videos where he does for City Skylines, The Sims, like anything where you can kind of make controlled chaos happen in a game. He'll do videos about, and it's really nice. And then there's another channel, which let me go look at the name of that real fast. With the channel called Conflict Nerd, where he does like these fully detailed builds of like these cities in City Skylines with like these different concepts and shit like that. And like that's just like something like you just put on as background noise, or if you want to watch something and not have to think. Because that's like most of my YouTube shit. It's popcorn entertainment. I can sit back and laugh or not have to think. Like, of course, you know, Kumite, I watch that fucking daily.
Well, yeah.
All that kind of shit. Like, I know there's a lot of people, like, they want, like, these, like, creative fucking, like, Team 4-star type of fucking, like, creations where it's the high production value. And other people like fucking skeptic shit. And then other people like the anti-skeptic shit. I watch whatever can like keep my attention without making me think too much. Because that's how I view entertainment. I shouldn't have to fucking think. Unless it's like a game or something that's interactive. I don't want to have to sit there and like watch me like, this movie's great. And you have to watch it like 3 to 4 fucking times to understand what the fuck happened in it. No, fuck that. That's stupid.
You watch movies to be entertained. That's why it's like, as much as everyone shits on, The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, for popcorn movies, they weren't bad. You just sit down, and the story's fucking predictable, just like all the other fucking Star Wars movies have been. The plots are similar, just like all the other Star Wars movies have been. And I get the fans' gripes. I get like the hardcore fans why they're pissed off. But in terms of just pure popcorn entertainment, I liked it.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? God damn it! Those movies are terrible. We have to all hate it. All of us. No, I'm joking. It's okay.
I will agree. The whole fucking casino shit in The Last Jedi was fucking pointless. They could have cut that whole fucking section out.
See, I knew I was in trouble when I watched that movie from the very beginning when they had the bombers. All right, when I saw that, I knew this was going to be a bad movie. Just knew it because it made no sense in every which way imaginable.
Gravity in space.
Gravity in space? What? And I remember people who actually liked the movie, they were always saying, it's a show with magic swords and magic this and that. Like, yeah, but there are rules to that. Just like there's rules in space. If you're going to make fun of me for getting upset over gravity in space, explain to me why there are spaceships. Why are they not on boats? On boats in space? Because clearly that logic applies. And it's even doubly so when you think of Leia there, little floating space nun.
No, see, I was the one person who wasn't pissed off about that because obviously the motherfucker knows it has Force abilities and people can use Force abilities without being trained by the Jedi or the Sith. Those are cults, religions based off using the Force. It doesn't mean everyone who uses the Force is a part of them. And that was like instinctual, like, oh shit, fuck. That's how I saw it. And everyone's like freaking out. It's Superman, Leia. No, it's someone who has like these strong Force powers, who had an oh shit moment and used them without thinking on reaction.
Yeah, but she was there when at the finale there with Luke Skywalker and all that. Why couldn't she, like, there's another opportunity to go out in a blaze of glory. Why doesn't she just go out there and start force pulling up all those walkers, those AT-ATs and other troopers, just throwing people around left, right, and center? I mean, you could have just made her OP as fuck and then killed her off. Would have made just as much sense.
I'm surprised they didn't kill her off then because she's fucking dead. How is she going to be in the next fucking movie? She died before The Last Jedi was released. Why?
Yeah, there's a lot that didn't work. And the other upsetting part is like what they should have done is just brought back the old crew in the first movie. All right, brought them back, have this be their last harumph, and then let them go off. And then that would have made that movie a whole lot better. Instead, what they wanted to do is they wanted to bring back character after character and then have them subsequently die off in each movie. So that way you'd have, you just sort of kill them off one by one, I guess. The logic there wasn't all that great.
There's one thing I will give Disney credit for. They got rid of the retarded and 90% of the time, like, hypocritical fucking alternative or the extended universe. Like, half of that shit contradicted each other. More than half of it contradicted each other. And there were some great fucking storylines, except for, the million Palpatine clones and Luke turning into a fucking planet.
Well, I never paid attention to the extended universe, so I won't know. On top of all that, as much as they say they're not going to do any of that, they're bringing a lot of that back.
Well, I will say this. They're bringing, like, the parts that weren't fucking retarded, like the 99 Sidious clones, because I forget how many, but he basically had, like, a whole planet for nothing, but every time he died, he would use the dark side of the Force to go into a clone of his body. And then he'd be alive again. So it's like every time they killed him, he'd just come back.
Honestly, because Luke Skywalker will be in the next movie, that much has been given because he signed the 2-movie contract, so they have to use him. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. In fact, they probably are going to do that.
I mean...
But you know what like my theory has always been because Ray's family was never confirmed, and the comment that Rilo Ren or whatever used in the second movie, like, oh, there were nobodies, unmarked graves, they died. Like, he could have just been bullshitting that part, and he probably did.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
There's always a big twist, and I think they did the reverse of what they did in The Empire Strikes Back. I think that's the second one, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Because the whole I don't know if you've seen the interview dude did. What's his fucking name? Luke Skywalker's actor.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. It was on some British talk show, and at least the clip I saw of it, where the only people who knew that Darth Vader was his father was George Lucas, the director, and Mark Hamill. Everyone else had a fake script. Everyone else thought it was Obi-Wan killed your father. So what if they did the reverse? What if they put the fake storyline in there to throw people off, and then third movie come to find out she's the asexual spawn of Mark Hamill and just popped out his dick, ready to use force.
My theory is that because it's the only thing that makes any sense as far as I'm concerned, is that Rey is actually a clone and was meant to be one of a series of clones, similar like the Clone War, but ones that could wield the Force and do all this other kinds of stuff. I think she was the proto form, the test type, the first one that they would create. And I think that Luke probably found out about this, captured her, because without her they couldn't complete the project, and store her on a planet and gave her this false story of oh, your parents are coming back for you or whatever, just to get her away so that way they couldn't make the super clones. Now I imagine that maybe Kylo now has DNA or found out, and so they are going to make that army, but then Luke is going to come back and he's going to possess some of those bodies to try and sabotage the Empire, which means that Luke's going to technically be trans in the third movie.
God, if they do that, oh my God.
Luke Skywalker will come back, but he'll come back as a woman in a Rey clone body.
Oh God.
Mark my words. I have made this prediction.
Okay, now see, I was gonna shit over your theory by saying that by doing that they'd be doubling down on the whole midichlorian shit, but you just made that even worse.
Oh, if there's a way to make it worse, it will. Now, granted, I know that Disney and Lucasfilm, they're all paying attention now, so maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. I know that they're well aware that they fucked up. So this next movie, I'm going to say it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. I think it's just something that they have to do. But yeah, like I said, my prediction in a very politically correct world is that he's going to come back as a woman.
You know what? I think they're going to bring in the fucking Grey Jedi, because they've been hitting at it in the canon fucking shows now that the Grey Jedi are a fucking thing. They're going to bring them back, and they're basically going to be the radical centrist.
The radical centrist. Oh,
the radical centrist. Yes. They're going to go full fucking skeptic.
It's as cringy as cringy as it sounds. It's just, what the fuck?
All right. Have you ever been called a radical centrist before? Because I have, and it's fucking amusing.
Okay. No, I've never been called that.
Because I refuse to take a stance, an ideological stance on an issue, I got called a radical centrist. I don't know how you can be a radical and somehow be a centrist. But it can happen.
Well, okay, look, sitting on the fence, it's kind of a wishy-washy, kind of a ridiculous position to have. I mean, you shouldn't take refuge in just saying, I'm neutral, and just pick a side already. And essentially, if you're already on the fence, I'm assuming that a side would be taken. However, there are some cases that are gray areas, like movies and stuff.
Well, I forget the exact thing was what it was, but I basically took a stance where I agreed with one side, but I disagreed with how the fuck they were doing it.
Mm.
And I called like, you guys are fucking idiots. Why are you pushing this fucking issue? It's common sense. Just fucking sit back and let everyone else spurg themselves out of the argument. But you just want to like spurg back, like somehow that's gonna fucking win.
Yeah. And fair enough. I mean, if you don't have a dog in the game, just sort of say it out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned.
Love fucking ball. All right, we got like very fucking off topic.
That's true. You started talking about Star Wars, and I have some opinions, and I do stop and think about it, and I'm like, what's the worst case scenario? And
well, I was thinking more of a like the whole like shilling channels because we're like way the fuck away.
Oh well, I came in here kind of late, so I don't know if we were done. I know Brockus is like away at the moment, so we're just gonna shoot the shit for a bit, and hopefully people watching right now won't hate us too much.
Yeah.
I see that there was a J.J. Abrams sucks in shorts.
Oh yeah, well he's okay. There is one director who is worse than J.J. Abrams.
Michael Bay?
Joss Whedon.
Oh, okay.
I hate Whedon. Now, his movies are significantly better than his shows. Like, as much as Firefly fans wish that, you know, we want Firefly black. No, you don't. You don't want it back. You want it to stay dead. Yeah. Because look at Buffy.
Yeah, if they bring it back, it's gonna suck.
Well, no, it's just that's how Joss Whedon writes. He'll like build everything up to this epic conclusion, but then he has to build off that. He doesn't realize that a show has to like sustain over fucking time. Like Game of Thrones, like they're ramping everything up because they got like one last season, so now everything's coming to a fucking close, and they'll have high points. But they realize you need to have some down points. You need to have like some just kind of talking episodes and shit. This motherfucker, like it went from this teenage girl whose job it is to kill vampires to her like killing the manifestation of all evil and having like 3 fucking evil twins that were also good. Like they were Shadow the fucking Hedgehog before Shadow the Hedgehog was a fucking thing. And then you had that angel motherfucker who that whole show was fucking autism. Like, Joss Whedon is one of the worst writers in Hollywood, one of the worst directors in Hollywood. I don't know why this motherfucker keeps getting jobs. He got outed for fucking pulling a Harvey Weinstein and fucking the women who worked on his shows, basically saying, fuck me or you're out of a job, but yet he's still fucking held up and praised as a fucking icon. I don't fucking get it. He needs to have his career fucking buried. Just destroy it. Salt the earth. Let it die.
It pretty much already is in his case, just because he made some bad choices in that he decided to leave Marvel and go to DC, or Warner Bros. I should say. And of course that didn't happen because, I mean, shit's going wrong over there, left, right, and center. Hopefully someone's going to fix Warner Bros. Up, but I don't know.
Warner Bros. Is fucked. Like comic books in general, like the only thing keeping Marvel afloat right now is the fucking movies.
Yes.
Because the movies have been entertaining, popcorn entertainment. I don't have to fucking sit and think watching a fucking Marvel movie.
You can cringe at the odd scenes here and there. Like, I don't know if you saw the recent Ant-Man movie, but there's some.
No, I haven't. Like, I've been meaning to, but it's just like Ant-Man was never a big favorite character of mine growing up.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the fucking Infinity War, the original Infinity War saga, like in the comics, that's what got me into comic books as a kid. So it's like, I'm gonna fucking watch Infinity War. Fuck it. I saw that motherfucker 3 times in theaters. Fuck yes.
I recently rewatched Infinity War, and I gotta say, now that I've seen it multiple times, like probably 4 times, it is one of the most ADD ridden movies I've ever seen. And I say that with love because there's a lot that they have to cover and a lot they have to do. And there's so much going on in that movie that it's almost an impossible task to keep track of.
Yeah, like you really you really have to have watched the other movies to get a full sense of scope of what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the benefit. That's the benefit to how Marvel approached all this shit. They didn't do fucking like DC and just come out straight with a fucking Justice League.
Yeah, DC, that was an unearned movie. You have to build up to that. No, we go straight to it.
Like fucking, it was what, like 3 or 4 years before we got to see fucking Civil War in fucking Marvel movies? And it wasn't nearly to the scale as the comics, and of course completely different because characters and all that shit, but
it took a while to get to that position.
But when it got there, it was fucking great. It's probably my second favorite Marvel movie, right behind Infinity War.
Yeah.
All right. Since you just recently watched the movie, Thanos did nothing wrong. No, I'm dead serious. I can convince you of it.
Well, I mean, you're probably not going to convince me on the Gamora thing. Killing her off.
No, yes. Everything he did was right. Everything.
All right, go for it.
All right. You know how they changed, his motivation in the movie compared to the comic books. In the movie, he's just concerned about making sure life exists. That the same thing that happened to his planet doesn't happen to anyone else.
Mm.
All right. And so to do that, he kills off half the population with the Infinity Gauntlet. And everyone and their fucking mother's like, well, why didn't he just double the planets? Why didn't he just double the fucking resources? And it's like, none of them have ever like paid attention in a fucking physics class.
Mm-hmm.
There is a finite amount of energy / matter in the universe. We don't know how much it is, but there is a finite amount. That's why the inevitable heat death of the universe is going to fucking happen. Well, by transferring a bunch of energy into matter, a lot more heat is going to escape and just kind of burn out and drift out and not really do anything. That's how the whole heat death of the universe is going to happen, because any chemical reaction gives off heat as a byproduct.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called the heat death. So say he doubles everything. Well, then eventually he's going to have to double it again. He's going to have to double it again. And it's just going to exponentially increase or exponentially shorten the lifespan of the universe. It's going to bring the inevitable heat death of the universe far faster than it would have if he just kills half of all the living things on in the universe. It is the simplest, most efficient solution.
Well, in my opinion, the easiest and simplest solution was to do nothing. And the reason why I say that is because the answer that he was seeking was right in front of him on his home planet. You saw what happened, right? He did. No one listened. Yeah, they all fucked up and they all got destroyed as a result of their lack of listening to Thanos and all that kind of stuff. What I'm saying is that the universe will solve its own problems. It's bound to happen regardless. That's why he didn't have to do anything. He could just wait until like you look at us. Let's say we went through an overpopulation problem and then we used up all the resources. What's going to happen? We're going to die. And what's going to happen? That makes room for other life forms to take over and all that kind of stuff. And that has a way of sorting itself out. That's all I'm saying. Thanos really didn't have to do anything. He just wanted it to happen right now. He didn't have the patience to let it happen naturally. He said, no, right now. Now. No.
Well,
he could have just waited.
To be fair, for Thanos, he watched all his family and loved ones and everyone he had ever known and cared about fucking die because none of them would listen to him. None of them even thought about trying to fucking escape the planet. They all fucking died except for him because he's like, I don't know if they're going to bring in him being an Inhuman and a fucking Titan or a Celestial. I forget the term for him.
I don't know if they ever used to turn the Mad Titan. He might. I don't know if that's trying to remember what planet he was from. If it was that, Brockus would know if he was here, but that
No,
son of a
he's
bitch.
from Titan because he's one of the Celestials, but because this goes all the way back in the Marvel cosmology where the Celestial, no, it wasn't, I forget what they were called. It wasn't Celestial, but the Celestials came and augmented humanity, and they made the Deviants. I forget what the angel, basically the super perfect Aryan fucking motherfuckers, which is basically what they were. They were like all had superpowers and lived fucking for hundreds of years.
Are you talking about the Eternals?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think it might have been them. I forget the name. The Deviants, and then for baseline humans, they just added it so in later times, like they'll just evolve. That's where like all the X-Men come from, and Spider-Man. That's why fucking Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk instead of just being fucking dead. Like that, it was all because of Celestials way back when. But Thanos is an Inhuman, but also is an Eternal. That's why he looks nothing like the rest of the Eternals.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that could very well be.
And I'm probably like boring the fuck out of everyone. My fucking chat froze, so I can't even see if they're fucking yelling at me and shit.
Yeah, I don't know if it froze so much they just stopped typing in there. We have about like according to me, it says we have 8 people watching. If you guys are still alive, I want you to type a 1 in the chat. I want to see if you're still kicking in there, or see if you've been bored by our comic book talk. Which it could be the latter. I mean, yeah, we've been going on for a bit.
Now it's been about, well, we've been going on for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I forget when Brockus stepped away.
I don't know. Well, I'm not getting anything, so I'm assuming that there's 8 people watching, but they're not actively watching. So you sons of bitches, you come here. Did you at least donate money to stream that?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen Nightbot in the chat, so I don't know if anyone's seen the Streamlab link.
Oh, maybe Schmeckle hasn't set up Nightbot. Schmeckle, you fuck. Well, I don't even think he's here. I think it was just Brockus that was running it.
Yeah, it's just Brockus. Ooh, lad.
So I've been listening because I've been sort of out of it for a little bit. I haven't been listening to the Comicsgate stuff, so I have my own shit to deal with. And from one of the things I've been hearing a lot recently is about that one creator sending Ethan Van Sciver a picture of his butthole.
Oh God, yeah, fucking.
I'm not familiar with the name, but I am familiar with the character he created, which was Spider-Gwen.
Which was a shitty character. I'm sorry.
It is a shitty character. It wasn't that impressive. Wasn't that interesting. But also, when you hear about the creator showing up your butthole to someone live on Twitter. I mean, if let's say, like, first of all, Spider-Gwen is hailed to be a comic for little girls, and let's say you take a little girl and she actually likes Spider-Gwen and she wants to know more about him, and you thought, oh, let's look up the creator. You go on that guy's Twitter and you're gonna see his fucking asshole. Now, that guy is currently working at DC right now. I'm surprised he still has a job, because that is probably one of the worst things you can ever do. And I'm like, why do you still have a job? I don't know what's going on at Sony right now, but I certainly hope they're taking Spider-Gwen out of the movie, just because of all this. Because, like, replace her with Silk. I don't care. I mean, find some other Spider. Make a new character. You can do that, right?
Yeah, like what? Like the main issue I had with Spider-Gwen was she was an original character. She was a Peter Parker clone, essentially. It was just, what if Gwen got bitten instead of Peter? Like, Silk was at least interesting because it's like the spider bit more than one person. That kind of makes sense.
Although I do think it was kind of funny in the comics, like when Peter and Silk meet up, that they feel an overwhelming urge to fuck. And I'm like, okay.
Funny as fuck.
I'm like, oh god, and then I can't remember who it was in the comic, like his Peter's girlfriend or something walks in, and or some midget woman, I can't remember who she was. She's just sort of looking at Peter and still getting it all on the roof, going, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because it's such
That's funny. They turned Peter Parker into the stereotypical incel, they gave him a lolly GF.
If even that, like I said, I'm probably speaking out my ass about that. I have to double check this.
No, I remember it. She was a midget. She looked like a fucking 12-year-old girl.
Oh, fuck.
And yeah, it was pure fucking cringe. Oh my god, what? Like, how the fuck you go from Mary fucking Jane to a lolly midget and not be Brockus?
What? Oh, don't say bad stuff about Brockus. Oh well, that's okay. He's not here to defend himself, so I guess he can.
Well, I was testing to see if he was here because he would have been like, "Hey, wait a minute, fuck you."
Opal is not a lolly. She's 21. She's technically an adult.
When you have to say technically, I mean that's not exactly helping your fucking case.
Fair enough. It's it's a bad situation altogether. But yeah, we'll see if Spider-Gwen's still in there. No,
Spider-Gwen, a lot. Like, I stopped like reading Marvel or like buying anything Marvel other than the movies when they started doing the whole. Hey, like honestly though, like the one storyline that didn't piss me off was the Nazi fucking Captain America because it actually had good writing.
Piss you off?
Because if you looked at like I can see the initial reaction being what the fuck, but the way like the entire story went was fucking excellent. That was a great fucking story.
No, it wasn't.
I loved the shit out of it.
Okay, well, apparently you like very questionable writing.
Well, I like writing that isn't fucking predictable. Like you had this like, and the thing that just fucking amazed me was even if it was just pulled out their ass, they kind of pulled out all this shit where it's like because of whatever the fuck Red Skull did with the fucking
nope.
Oh, what the fuck are the cubes called?
Cosmic cubes.
Cosmic cube, whatever the fuck he did with the cosmic cube, like rewrote his entire fucking history. But he had been manipulating like all the events from like Civil War on for the specific purpose of him being in charge of the fucking United States. And the whole like the master spy shit and just like positioning the chess pieces just right for checkmate. And by the time you get that piece into place, no one can fucking stop you.
No.
I mean, I'll say this though: they did create like one of the greatest mysteries of all time, the Who is Caramel. That was one hell of a story.
I don't even. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead.
You didn't get the joke, did you, Brockus?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say the most interesting part of the story was the advertisements for M&Ms. Who is Caramel?
Okay. I got you now. That actually.
If I have to explain the joke, it's a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
No, I apologize. That is my bad.
That's okay. It only shows that you were smart enough to stay away from comics at that time.
Fair enough. No, okay. So, look, Ranter, I understand that you are the type of guy that will argue anyone on any point for any reason, whatever the case is. It doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Yeah. Fine. That's your stick. That's your thing. But here's where I actually debunk the shit out of everything you say.
Okay, come on.
So when they did the whole Hydra Captain America thing, that was lazy fucking writing upon lazy fucking writing upon lazy fucking writing. Now, when it first dropped, when we first see the very first panel of him saying "Hail Hydra," I thought it was interesting. I was like, wow, they're really going to go that route. Maybe this is a body double. Maybe this is mind control or something like that. And yeah, that they would later explain that it was technically mind control. But as the story progressed further and further, and I guess you could say Comicsgate stuff was starting to get more and more out of hand, the writer of that story, I believe it was actually Mark Waid, on purpose decided to rewrite and reboot the entire fucking backstory of Captain America. Literally everything we had ever known about Captain America was apparent lies. Every single thing about Captain America was nothing more than a fucking lie. Completely rewrote it and basically said, this is now officially canon. Why? Because the piece of shit wanted to ruin the fucking character for the fans. Now, this is actually kind of somewhat known that some of the writers and some of the artists in Marvel at that time, especially now, were purposefully sabotaging some of the most beloved characters in comic book history to get people to stop liking those characters and start liking other characters. The reason why they went that route with that Captain America is because you're supposed to still be a huge fan of Sam Wilson. You're not supposed to like Steve Rogers. You're supposed to like Sam Wilson. This is why they went the route they did with Iron Man. Why did they kill off Jim Rhodes, Ranter?
Because they want everyone to focus on Riri Williams. Because if Tony Stark dies, it only makes sense for Rhodey to be the new Iron Man.
And that's because multiple times in the past, when Tony Stark had to retire for one reason or another, Jim put on the suit and pretended to be Iron Man. Over and over again. This was a common thing. In fact, in the 90s comic books with Iron Man, on multiple occasions, in order for him to continue to be Tony Stark and not Tony Stark / Iron Man, Tony had Jim dress up in the Iron Man suit to stand next to him as his official bodyguard at certain press conferences and shit like that. This was a common thing that happened with Iron Man and such. So you have to eliminate the backup in order to get everybody to like this character. This was a continuous thing. All they were doing was eliminating the treasured, beloved characters of nearly an entire century. For most of these characters, since it's Marvel, it's actually half a century because 50 years and shit like that. But still, that's why they've been doing this to a lot of these characters. They have co-opted a lot of characters, they have hijacked a lot of characters, and they've basically killed off a lot of characters. And the sole purpose for it is you are not supposed to like them anymore. Go ahead and like the Mantle, because we can't actually sell these original characters. No. We have to sell you the same character name you've loved for the last 30 years with a fucking new wrapping, apparently.
Well, I know that part of the reason for this, and I can give them some leeway, not much, some, is that they know that the movies are a big deal, and they know the actors are getting old, so they need to create replacements. And that's part of the reason. Yes.
I get what you're saying about like wanting to have like someone to switch the actors to, but I'm a shit on his attempted debunk of me. Because the editors realized what the fuck he was doing, which is why there are now two Captain Americas. There's Evil Cap, there's Hydra Cap, that, hilariously enough, as much as I really don't like the wacky, kooky, woo, Deadpool fucks with him. Deadpool breaks into the prison. Evil Cap is in just to fuck with him. But they did this whole thing where the Cosmic Cube, because it was sentient, had actually held on to basically a copy of the original Steve Rogers in her mind. And that's the whole reason they were trying to get all the Cosmic Cube pieces together, was because somehow they figured out that he was still in the Cosmic Cube. The original Steve Rogers never went away. She just replaced him with the version that Red Skull wanted.
No, yeah. And again, the reason why they did that, I'm not even kidding you. The reason why they did that, they had to backpedal on their actual plans. Here's what people tend to forget. Axel Alonso was the chief and editor of Marvel Comics during that time when we got Hydra Cap. Axel Alonso was more than happy to force the PC culture, the SJW Marvel Comics, down everyone's throat. And when I say force, I mean we didn't get a choice. We weren't given the choice of regular Thor or the new Mighty Thor, Jane Foster horse shit. We were told, you have to read this one. You don't get the other one. Fuck you.
Though,
when we got I will
give credit. I will give credit for the whole fucking female Thor was they flat out said this isn't going to last. She's gonna fucking die. Like this is a temporary arc. He's gonna get the hammer back. It's Thor. We're just doing a story.
No, here's what pisses me off. They said that in the beginning, this isn't going to last. It's only going to be approximately 10 issues. That's what they said in the very start. It's only going to be about a 10-issue run, maybe a little longer. And eventually she is going to go away, and Odinson is going to get his hammer back. That is what they said at the beginning. They kept that shit running for 3 fucking years.
I will factor that more into other people like tying her into stories, so that way they had to keep into like the multi fucking shit stories.
No, yes, you have the multi-stories going on because that Thor showed up not only in the Mighty Thor comic books, but also the Avengers comic books, the Captain America comic books, mainly because Thor and Captain America were actually fucking. Hey, by the way, what was up with Marvel consistently putting all of their fucking ex relationships into relationships with all of their buddies?
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, Marvel did do one thing worse in terms of relationships.
Continue to make every single one of the female Marvel heroes look like a bunch of fucking thirsty ass hoes.
Well, no, they made Peter Parker an incel.
Oh, Peter Parker didn't just become an incel. Peter Parker became a fucking cuck. Shortly after his marriage falls apart with MJ because of the deal he makes because of One Last Day, which is complete horseshit. After all that bullshit happens, Peter basically has no actual relationship going on. He's got his business and he's doing good and everything, but then eventually the Spider-Wars or the Spider-Verse series ends and they're not sure what to do with it. So Dan Slott decided, you know what, it would be a great idea. He loses all of his millions and all of the company itself. He ends up getting a girlfriend, but it's a girlfriend who treats him like absolute shit. Literally treats him like fucking garbage. And yeah, when he basically has nowhere to live, he goes to his girlfriend's house and says, "Can I stay with you?" And she says no over and over again until she finally decides, "Sure, you can sleep on the couch." Bitch, you're fucking him. Share the bed. Fuck you.
All right, no, I'm thinking about a girlfriend way before that.
You might be thinking of the wrong series, to be honest.
No, I'm thinking of Spider-Man and his lolly GF, the fucking midget who looked like she was 12.
Hold on. Do you remember her name?
Oh fuck!
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. I thought I wasn't sure if they were dating or anything. I couldn't quite remember who the character was. It was during the Silk arc. She's a midget.
We're all fucking Googling, aren't we?
Okay. Well, no,
yeah. Well, you should have Googled it earlier when you fucking brought it up to begin with.
My bad. It's not MJ. It's not Black Cat. Not Gwen. Where the fuck is she? Wow, they're only going to list the superhero ones. Okay.
Do not, and I repeat, wait, whoa. Apparently Spider-Man used to date Marvel, Captain Marvel herself.
Yep.
Yeah, that didn't last. I think it was like
a good thing.
I think it was like a 2 or 1 issue thing. It didn't go anywhere fast. I'm like, yeah, first of all, like, God damn it, Peter. I mean, if we're talking like the OG original Miss Marvel, she's way beyond him.
Are you talking about Leanne Tang?
No, Anna Maria Macaroni. Or Marconi. Anna Maria Marconi.
I am going to look this person up.
She is a literal midget. She's like, her head comes straight to his dick.
Well, that's convenient.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. It was during the Doc Ock shit when Doc Ock was Spider-Man. Yeah, that's right. He was the one dating the midget.
Oh, it was okay. Doc Ock. So it was Doc Ock who had the
Doc Ock was a literal incel too, and they gave him a midget lolly GF.
Well, first of all, like
that's Doc Ock, you fucking sick bastard. That's not Peter Parker. Also, she's Asian. You need to really pay very close attention. That very, very tiny.
Dude, no, that is okay. The legal definition for midget, I think you have to be under 4'10", and you legally qualify as a midget. That bitch is like maybe 4 foot tall.
No, I understand that. I get that. Yes, this is clearly a midget, but at the same time, though, they have clearly designed her to have Asian features, so she's partly Asian. Although Anna Maria Marconi, really, that is not the name of a half Asian or a part Asian person, but yet they gave her fucking Asian features. It's weird.
That sounds more like a mobster wife than
And Marconi. Oh, I'm mixing the fucking thing. Marconi's from DC, but yeah, it was a midget. They gave okay, it was Doc Ock. They gave Doc Ock.
F-A-L is the name of the gangster from DC.
Oh, it's Falcone. Okay.
Goddamn incel.
Motherfucker, I get pussy. When was the last time you got laid, bitch?
2 years ago.
Yeah,
about
eat a dick.
little over 8 for me, but yeah.
All right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you guys some real life advice right now.
Oh shit!
Okay.
All right.
I don't care nor want it.
Tell me at least. Okay.
Oh, do you want it so much? Because it's real simple. It's real fucking simple.
Uh-huh.
You go to a bar and you don't hit on the thirsty chicks. Like the chicks who are looking for dick. Because that pisses them off more than anything. And they come like, hey, how you doing, sugar? You'd be like, yeah, I'm okay. Just one word fucking answers. And it may not work 100% of the time. But eventually, you'll get a bitch home. With like little fucking effort.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, all Brockus needs to do is get a ticket up to Canada.
No. I might joke about it, but that is a dead end if there was ever a dead end.
Oh no, I like the joke. It makes me laugh.
No, I understand.
It's fun seeing other people tease a leaf. So I just kind of want to.
You're wrong. Oh. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Is that why you message me and say, oh, you have to make a hentai with Leaf?
Yes.
Like
Also, I did kind of tell you that privately. So
look, dude, I've said it a couple of times.
Yeah.
All right. It's not like it's a mystery.
No,
I would say, yeah, no, it's all good, dude.
Dude, I second that motion. That needs to happen.
But
considering how much certain people absolutely hate her, I was like, what if I was to do something to please those people? It has to be something very aggressive.
All I'm asking, the only thing I want is for one panel where you just see a moose just staring in the fucking window.
Why a moose?
Just like intensely staring at what's going on. It could just be one fucking panel, and you never see the moose again.
No,
I want the moose there.
I need clarity. Why a moose?
No, Semaj, there is no clarity necessary. You just do it.
Yeah,
that's it. After hearing him say "just a moose," staring into the window, I now need it to be a thing.
Okay, that's all well and good, but I got to know.
I don't need a reason.
It's a long running joke.
Okay.
It's a long running joke. Mostly based off Canadian stereotypes, but please make it happen. I just want the moose just staring. Just intently staring. Maybe have like the window kind of fogged up where it's like breathing on the glass, you know?
Brockus, quick question. Is there a moose mount in World of Warcraft?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Shit.
Aside from it being a mount that you can actually get as a drop or a quest line, I forget which, it's a Legion specific one. They gave us a moose mount in Legion. And actually, they gave us 2 different moose mounts because one of them is a sort of a celestial moose because it's basically just the moose outlined in stars and energy and stuff like that, and you still ride it like you did with the bird. That's pretty much the same thing, and the horse, that's basically the same thing. And then there's another moose mount that you can actually get in Legion as well. But if you get exalted with the High Mountain Tauren, you will automatically unlock their racial moose mount, which it's just a slightly less detailed or interesting looking moose mount that you would have probably gotten prior to that and such.
All right, I'll try and keep that in mind.
You just gotta get exalted with High Mountain Command.
I see it coming, and I applaud you, sir. Well played.
I did want to say, since I brought up the World of Warcraft thing, I fucking put myself in a precarious situation when it comes to WoW. So what happened is, since I got the expansion and I unlocked the ability to up my level, once you do that, or once you get to a certain extent, you're sort of unable to do like a dungeon finder for the dungeons in Legion. And I need to do those in order to complete certain storylines and quest lines. And now I can't do them because I am currently at 116, and I can't solo the dungeons myself. And I'm like, fuck,
Yes,
I can't.
You can.
Huh?
Yes, you can.
Well, I tried. I can't.
No. Get to 120.
Well, yes, I can get to 120, but I'm like, because that's the thing. I can get to. That means I have to grind to 120, and then I can do these dungeons. And I'm like, fuck! I should have done them when I had the chance. I didn't think. Yeah.
There's an easy way to do it. You're in a guild, right?
Yes, but an inactive one. Which is fine with me because I solo play most of the time.
I was just saying, like, when I would play and I needed to do like old content and shit that I couldn't solo. Be like, hey, who wants to do a fucking heirloom run, or do a run to get like fucking the transmog gear from like this dungeon or whatever. And even if you only get like 2 or 3 people for the older content, you really only need that many. You need a tank, a healer, and a DPS.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I will say, soloing Encourage was fucking amazing. And it is possible.
Smoking a cigarette?
Yeah.
I want one. I'm out. I don't have a cigarette.
I have cigarettes. They're right here. I got a cigar for you too, Brockus.
Don't
I would
smoke.
like a cigar.
Smoking's bad.
I want smokes.
It's a little salty, but I'm sure you'll get used to the flavor.
Hey, what can we do, Brockus? Can we get you out to a bar sometime and see if we can get a lady to suck you off?
No.
I think you need relief more than you need anything else.
No, I need cigarettes.
You got to realize though, he's a WoW addict, like I used to be. If I had a computer, I'd probably still be playing it.
Oh, I'm not an addict. I know I play a lot of World of Warcraft. Honestly, I've done almost every bit of content in BFA as we speak for both Horde and Alliance, and it's mostly because I still do play with a friend from work who basically asked me to join his guild, and I said, sure. What kind of what kind of player are you looking for? They didn't have a whole lot of ranged DPS, and I was like, all right, I could go Elemental Shaman, I could go Mage, and then he was just like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but then he had mentioned he was Alliance, and I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. So I had to go Alliance for it, but I ended up compensating it and making myself feel a little better by going with one of my favorite fucking classes, Warlock, and fucking go Demonology, bro.
Warlocks are awesome.
Warlocks are fucking bitchin'. I love Demonology Warlock. It is my personal favorite of all the specs for Warlock. And yeah, so I did all of that. So I'm not addicted. I want to get all the content. I want to see everything that people have experienced and stuff. I want to get my item level up. I want a dungeon, but I can walk away from the game at any given point. It's not super important to me that I get this shit done right now.
And I don't believe that there is such a thing as a World of Warcraft addiction. I mean, the only way it would ever really classify that is if it's the only thing that you do with your life. I mean, you might go out for work, but you won't go out for anything else. Like going out for food is not a top priority. Going out to visit with friends is not a top priority. I mean, that is something I would call as an addict, or if you will. I don't think there's anything like that. And on top of all that, you can easily get bored with WoW. It's not a hard thing to do. it happens.
That's why I would always do like achievement hunting and just soloing old content and getting like when I had my hunter, like the one dog in Blackrock Spire, you can fucking tame it, which is a pain in the ass, but you can do it. Like I just did that old shit. Like I would spend like last time I played was Warlords, and I was spent most of my time in fucking Outlands.
The problem with Warlords, in my opinion, some people might differ on this, was actually the garrison.
Yeah, it was all time gated and it was bullshit.
Well, and the other thing with the garrison is that could easily be played and done on your phone. That's a cell phone. That is a cell phone game. All right, it has no place in World of Warcraft. You could easily make an app and do that, and actually have it be cross compatible. Because why couldn't you just do that on your phone and have it actually have impact in the actual game itself? Like when you play World of Warcraft. Like what if you go to work and you'll play this game on the go, like during your breaks or whatever, and when you get home, all that stuff you just did, that all has an effect in the actual game. Why couldn't you do that? That's a very easy thing to do. It means that you're constantly playing World of Warcraft or some aspects of it. Like, I mean, I don't know why Blizzard hasn't done this already. Nintendo is essentially already beat them to the punch because now people are playing Pokemon Go, and now we're getting a new Pokemon game coming out, and that's going to do the same thing because everything you catch, you can not everything, but some of which you can transfer over and use that way. I mean, this is something that they could have done 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, we've been on for an hour and a half, and I know you guys got Han Solo tonight, right?
Yeah, but that's in about another hour and a half, I think.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Wait. What time are we supposed to... Yeah. We still have another hour and a half. God damn it. I am slipping hard, though.
Is this the meds they're kicking in?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you be okay for the stream later?
No, I'll be fine. I'll just be very low energy because I'm fucking tired as shit.
No, okay. that makes total sense. Yeah, if you want car quits and go have a nap or something, we'll recharge your system.
No, I wouldn't be allowed to nap because I have this really bad habit of if I go to sleep, unless my body wakes me up because excruciating pain, I ain't waking up. I don't trust myself when it comes to sleep. I sleep like the dead most of the time. I am a hibernating bear, as I have been told multiple times. I don't loud noises, sudden shocks. They don't wake me up. I don't care. I'm sleeping. Get the fuck away from me. My body has to suddenly wake itself up.
Boy, I miss those days. I used to sleep like a rock, and then just all of a sudden it couldn't. Like every little thing wakes me up now. Of course, it doesn't help. I have noisy neighbors that are getting drunk and having parties. So
yeah, that never helps.
Oh, by the way, Semaj, I'm very curious. One, I absolutely love the I love the pic that you uploaded, the thumbnail. It's fantastic. It's great. Two, where's that new lewd, that leaf lewd?
I haven't had time to do it yet.
Okay. I know that you sort of showed me and the others a sample of it. It's fucking fantastic. I want the completed version because I'm just like, I am dying to see where Semaj goes with this.
Well, I want to say some good things about that, but I had to delete it, and the reason is because some large work related stuff came up, and I'm like, I had to clear space, and I'm like, if I'm not going to be working on it, I might as well move on. So I've been clearing a lot of stuff off my thing. So expect a lot more QuickTime videos on my channel, but not so much new content for me in a little while. I'll do my best to do the thumbnails, but I gotta finish this other shit first. Unless we're gonna bring Leaf on and we're gonna have a little circle jerk and a bukkake around her. I mean, I might work something in there. Oh shit, that's gonna be later, isn't it?
I mean, I'm down, but
No. Ranter has officially been uninvited to the circle jerk.
What about Tyro? Hey Tyro, I see you in the chat there.
No, Tyro is not allowed to join our circle jerk.
You want to do a bukkake?
No crickets allowed.
Well, maybe we can invite your boyfriend. He can watch.
All I gotta ask, if I make it into the looting shit, do you know Johnny the Homicidal Maniac?
I do.
That art style, because that is my all-time fucking favorite comic of all goddamn time, and it's the reason why I hate Invader Zim with a passion. I will never enjoy that show.
Oh, so you're not happy about it coming back, huh?
Because that shows the reason he stopped making JTHM.
Oh, I know
because
that
all the kids were going back and finding out he did, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and he kind of wanted to distance himself from it.
Right. He did one episode of Bravest Warriors, right?
No, I did not.
One of the later seasons, there was an episode when they went to an alien planet to do some repairs, and one by one I'm giving it away, but essentially all the members are disappearing one by one, and it becomes a sort of like, where did they go? What happened? Are my friends dead? They certainly look dead. So yeah, it's a green. I'm trying to remember what episode it was. Jonah Vasquez is the name of the creator, the director, and all that. I'll figure it out.
Check it out. But it's like I love JTHM so much. Like a couple years ago, Leaf actually got me 2 shirts of JTHM shit, like the Z shirt, which I still fucking wear. I don't give a fuck. I will rep that shit till I fucking die.
Well, that's good. But yeah, I started up a Hentai Foundry account. I'll have to start uploading content on there. Maybe I'll load up some of my lewds. And if by the sound of things, when the day comes, I'll put some there of Leaf. So we'll see. I assume she's not watching the channel right now. Otherwise, she might be hopping in here and going, "No, I said no."
No, she's yelling at me in DMs at this point.
I like how I'm the one who brought it up, and she ain't even in my DMs.
No. She's not yelling at me for what we're talking about. She's just yelling at me in general because I keep teasing her, and I told you it's one of my favorite things.
It's like kicking a puppy. You feel bad, but you still laugh at the funny noises.
It really is. See, I keep telling her, no matter how mad you get, no matter how frustrated you get, like the more frustrated you get, the cuter you become, and it's just too goddamn adorable. And I just want to squish you to the face. You're such a cute woody.
Oh God, you're gonna treat her like a fucking Pomeranian.
I might. You don't know me.
What was that?
Who's my little sheepy? Who's my little sheepy? Or whatever the fuck that dog's called. Corgis, those fucking things.
What was that? I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking of that image of that one white girl and like several black guys standing behind a couch. I'm thinking of like that. Make that as a meme, except to have like all the cunt stream guys there, and then put the. It's like, well, I mean. You know what's going to happen, right? The story is laid out for you right there in one image.
Honestly, you could also do the one with the casting couch one. Have her sitting there, and then you can see like Schmeckel's arm, and like his cigar and his kind of top hat, like just enough so you know it's Schmeckel on the other side of the desk.
Oh,
I can give you a million ideas. A million. Shit posting is my life.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
But I don't know. Do you guys want to call it? Because I'm kind of fading too.
We actually have been so off at least mostly you guys. But we've gotten off the whole let's shill some channels to let's start Han Solo hours in advance. So I think we are going to go ahead and shut it down for now. But
to be fair, I came in late and I didn't know what the conversation was, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I will take full blame on derailing it. If we're shilling channels, I shill Pinoid News. Go. I only say that because he just popped up.
Oh yeah, no, actually, people should go and sub to Pinoid. He's
Pinoid's
one of
good
us.
people.
He's one of us. He's a funny dude. Even if you don't agree with him, that's part of like his charm. Is he will say some of the most meathead, dumb fuck, Neanderthal, caveman ass things, and it's good ass entertainment. Like the dude just, I can't help it. Like just Pinoid pisses me off, but in like that entertaining kind of way where it's just like, why did you fucking say that? You sick bastard. Why would you fucking say something like that? But at the same time, I can't even be mad at him.
Oh, he's got top tier banner. He's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I guess we'll be shutting her down.
Yeah, we're gonna shut this down. This has been a very tiring Blackman Button for Brockus, only because I was slipping before we even started. I'm not even gonna lie about that anymore. I've been tired for hours now. I can barely stay awake. Nobody loves me.
Everyone loves you.
Anyways, today, oh man, I cannot stop with self-deprecating fucking goddamn jokes. Tonight we on the Blackman Button we had myself and Apathetic Ranter actually talking about quite a few videos and well, not videos, but quite a few channels that we recommend people go to. I actually linked the channels I talked to into the chat, and I believe that for the most part, Ranter did the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I do apologize.
And if I didn't, just hit me up on Twitter at @rantanapathy, and I will throw the links on there.
Yeah, I do apologize to the chat if I have not been very attentive to you guys, very interactive and such like that. The main reason why is because I have been resting my fucking face into my goddamn hands this entire time. Well, not this entire time, but like I've basically just been so goddamn tired. I'm not even looking at anything. I can't even fucking. I don't care anymore. We were shortly after joined by Semaj, the wonderful artist, man that gives me things to fap to when I need to.
When I get around to it.
Yeah, I need more leaf, lewds, and nudes. Just saying. This has been the Blackman Button. This is the Shill Show. It is the show that was named after and in the spirit of Stephen Blackman. Great guy. We actually do miss him.
Yeah.
Hit like, subscribe, shill us to your friends. We want to get back to that state of monetization because I fucked up. Oh, also, for those of you who are not aware, YouTube finally got a hold of me earlier today, and they said they are going to give my channel back to me. So I gave them the URL that I'm currently using, and they are going to somehow connect the old core to the new one, blah, 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 and I will have my shit back soon.
Oh, congratulations. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. I just hope that they do the same thing with fucking Cunt Stream.
Yeah.
Anyways, that has been the show, everybody. Good night. Get the fuck out, cunts. Pushed the wrong button.